We have tracked out here to the middle of who the f knows where to find a very rare creature. There, if you look closely, you may see the elusive modern audience.
This video is brought to you by Squarespace. In this video, we'll find out why Hollywood hates money. David Attenborough will teach us about the elusive modern audience. And I'll tell you why men are awesome.
Son of a bitch.
So, Supergirl didn't exactly set the box office on fire, did it? Which apparently means men are to blame. Again, honestly, I'm starting to feel pretty good about myself. According to Hollywood, men are at the same time an irrelevant audience and also powerful enough to destroy billion-dollar movie franchises simply by staying home. That's quite the superpower. But here's what I don't understand. For years we've been told, these movies aren't made for you. You're not the target audience. Move on. Fair enough. Not every movie has to be made for me. But then opening weekend rolls around and ticket sales disappoint, and suddenly the same people who were telling us we weren't wanted are asking, why didn't you support us? Why didn't you come and see our film? It's like getting dumped by your girlfriend, watching her post on Instagram photos about how great her life is now without you, and then 6 months later she rings up asking you to help pay for the rent.
Look at you. Why don't you do something with your life?
You can't spend years telling people they don't matter and then act all shocked when they don't turn up when you need them. And it's not just about Supergirl. It's about something much bigger, because the exact same conversation keeps happening. Different movie, different franchise, different headline, same bloody argument. Yes, chuds and trolls. That was the real problem with Starfleet Academy, not the overly sensitive gay Klingon getting around in a dress. So why does Hollywood keep making the same mistake? Every time one of these films struggles, it's like watching the same press release get printed with different logos. It's not that the movie's just bad. It's not that the script was dog shit written by an amateur. It wasn't just a simple fact that the audience wasn't interested in the idea. No, it's always misogynistic men. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people absolutely do refuse to watch a film because it has a female lead. Sadly, those people exist. They're also a tiny percentage of the audience. Most people are normal and don't care. They just want a good movie, a good story, some effort put into the entertainment. The Hunger Games didn't turn out to be a global hit because they hid the fact that Jennifer Lawrence really had a mustache. People just want to go to films that they think they might enjoy. It's really not that complicated, which raises a more interesting question. If men are supposedly the problem, why do so many successful movies still have a massive male audience? And if women are supposedly the answer, why aren't they showing up to watch these female-focused films? It comes down to Hollywood just doesn't know what the audience wants, which brings us to one of Hollywood's greatest mysteries, the modern audience.
We have tracked out here to the middle of who the fuck knows where to find a very rare creature. There, if you look closely, you may see the elusive modern audience. Because of their loud nature, it was hoped that their numbers were in the millions. But sadly, no, their numbers are very low. The modern audience's days are numbered. Living on a diet of pure soy has caused the male's penises to invert back into the body, creating a sort of small vagina. While hard to distinguish between the males and females, the male is the weaker of the two, usually putting on a show to find a mate that sadly has no physical interest in them. There they go, off to shout at people online and not spend any money at the cinema.
This mysterious creature first appeared about 10 years ago. Studio executives became convinced the modern audience was everywhere. They're younger, more progressive. They don't care about canon. They don't care about continuity. They don't care about what the old fans think. It's brilliant. There's only one problem. Nobody can ever seem to find the bastard modern audience when these modern audience films are released. Hollywood banks on this new enlightened audience, while the box office shows the truth. And it's not just Supergirl. We've seen the same conversation around Star Wars, Marvel, Star Trek, Doctor Who, just about every franchise. They all come out with the same assumption that the old audience doesn't matter anymore. But what's obvious to everyone except for the dipshits in Hollywood is that no one's replacing the old audience. Now, before someone writes a 12-part thread explaining why I'm a basement-dwelling incel, of course new audiences exist. Of course audiences change. They always have. That's not the argument. The argument is this. Hollywood stopped asking, how do we make more people love this, and started asking, how do we replace the fans we've already got? They decided in all their wisdom that growing the fan base so younger people could enjoy what the older fans have always loved was problematic in this Hollywood age of enlightenment. They decided it would be better to tell the older audience they were no longer wanted, which is a wild gamble. And gambling is a funny business strategy when your movies cost $300 million bloody dollars, which has led Hollywood to where they are now, losing money hand over fist. Hollywood will spend $300 million making and marketing a movie like Supergirl and hire an amateur to write the script. It's actually impressive. You know what's not impressive? Spending 3 weeks trying to build a website that looks like it was designed in 2004. Thankfully, today's sponsor Squarespace makes that part incredibly easy. Whether you're launching a business, selling your artwork, starting a YouTube channel, promoting a podcast, or finally turning that side hustle into something real, Squarespace gives you everything you need in one place. Their new Blueprint AI helps you build a site that's tailored to your needs and get you going so you're not just staring at a blank screen. Pick from professionally designed templates, customize everything to match your brand, grab your own domain, and you've got a website that actually looks like you paid someone thousands of dollars to make it. And if you're selling products, well, that's easy. Merch, digital downloads, membership courses, it's all built in. You can even take appointments, send email campaigns, track your analytics, improve your SEO with built-in AI tools, and Squarespace will take care of the hosting, security, and updates behind the scenes. Basically, you get to spend your time creating things instead of fixing websites. So if you've been meaning to build a website or replace the one your cousin made in 2012, head to squarespace.com/robothead and try Squarespace for free. And then when you are ready to take off, use the code ROBOTHEAD and you'll get 10% off your first purchase. Check out the link below. Go visit Squarespace today and get those dreams moving.
There's no home without you, buddy.
The modern chase for the female market, a female market that doesn't exist, has really gotten Hollywood into trouble. And no, it's not because they try and make movies for women. They should be doing that. They should be making films for everyone. There are loads of fantastic films made mostly for the female audience. Barbie knew who their audience was. Twilight knew who their audience was. Love or hate those films, doesn't matter. Those films were made for a certain audience and that audience responded by buying tickets. That's good filmmaking. It's good marketing. It's good business. But somehow along the way, Hollywood stopped asking what do women actually want to watch and started thinking they could convince women to watch films traditionally aimed at men, which brings us to one of the most dangerous words for Hollywood. No, it's not woke. It's not toxic. It's not misogyny. It's deserve. Somewhere along the way, Hollywood stopped acting like they had to earn an audience and started acting like they deserved one. There's no other business in the world that blames its customers for its failing profits. Other businesses ask, what can we do better? How do we adapt? How do we improve? How do we compete? They don't stand outside their shops yelling, it's the bloody customers that have ruined this business. Hollywood seems to have forgotten that. Buying a movie ticket isn't an act of loyalty. It isn't a donation. It isn't a political statement. It's a transaction. You make a film and we'll decide if it's worth 2 hours of our time and $30. That's it. That's the deal. It always has been. And if people decide, no thanks, I'm not interested in that, you can't then start calling them toxic, misogynistic, and racist. Your film just didn't look interesting enough to leave the house. It's that bloody simple. But Supergirl is just this week's headline. Last month it was something else. Next month it'll be another franchise, another reboot, another article explaining why the audience is the problem. The headlines change, but the pattern doesn't, because this isn't really about superheroes. It's about businesses forgetting who they work for. The customer, the fans, the audience. Call them whatever you like. Without them, Hollywood doesn't exist, which is the part Hollywood doesn't seem to understand. People don't fall in love with products. They fall in love with how those products make them feel. And lately, the Hollywood product makes a lot of people feel pretty unwanted.